Hey, Poppulse Secrets Fam. We've got a story today that balances on the thin line between love and hate. They say all is fair in love and war, but what happens when you forget which side you're on? Let's jump in and tell us, what city are you watching from? In the cutthroat world of New York real estate, there were two names that sparked fear: Ethan Sterling and Sophia Hart. They weren't just competitors, they were archenemies. "You're delusional, Sterling," Sophia slammed her file on the table. She was sharp, dressed in a crimson power suit, her eyes blazing. "The Riverside project is mine. My proposal focuses on community, yours focuses on, let me guess? Another soulless skyscraper?" Ethan Sterling leaned back in his chair. He was handsome, arrogant, and coldly precise. He smirked, clicking his expensive pen. "It's called profit, Sophia. Something your little charity case company wouldn't understand. The city needs progress, not playgrounds." The tension in the room was thick enough to cut with a knife. "The bid ends on Friday," Ethan said, standing up and buttoning his jacket. "And I always win. Don't I?" "Not this time," Sophia hissed. "I'll see you at the gala tonight. Try not to trip on your own ego." Ethan laughed, a cold, mocking sound. "I'll save a dance for you. Since it'll be the only victory lap you get." They hated each other. Or at least, that's what they told themselves. That night, the weather turned violent. A storm raged over the city, mirroring the storm brewing between them. Sophia was driving home from the gala, her mind racing with ways to beat Ethan. Suddenly, headlights blinded her rearview mirror. A black sports car was speeding, swerving dangerously to avoid a stray dog. It was Ethan's car. Sophia gasped, slamming on her brakes. "Ethan, watch out!" But it was too late. Ethan's car spun out of control on the wet asphalt, crashing into the guardrail with a sickening crunch of metal. "No!" Sophia screamed. She didn't think. She didn't hesitate. She pulled over and ran into the rain. Smoke was rising from the hood of his car. Ethan was slumped over the steering wheel, blood trickling down his temple. "Ethan! Ethan, wake up!" She yanked the door open, her hands shaking. She fumbled for her phone and dialed 911. "I need an ambulance. Highway 40. Hurry!" For the first time, seeing him broken and bleeding, the rivalry vanished. Fear, pure, cold fear, took its place. 3 days later, the swelling had gone down, but the silence in Ethan's mind was deafening. Ethan blinked his eyes open. The light hurt. A woman was sleeping in the chair next to his bed, her head resting on her arms. She looked exhausted, still wearing a wrinkled gala dress. "Water," Ethan croaked. Sophia jolted awake. "Ethan! Oh my God, you're awake. I'll get the doctor." She rushed out and returned with Dr. Evans. The doctor checked Ethan's vitals. "Mr. Sterling, do you know where you are?" the doctor asked. Ethan looked around. Then he looked at Sophia. His eyes were wide, innocent, completely different from the cold shark Sophia knew. I don't know," Ethan whispered. He looked at Sophia. "I don't know who I am. And I don't know who she is." Sophia froze. "Amnesia." The doctor pulled Sophia aside. "He has retrograde amnesia due to the head trauma. It could be temporary, or, well, we don't know. He needs a familiar environment to recover. He shouldn't be alone." Sophia looked at Ethan. He looked so lost, like a child. Suddenly, Ethan's lawyer, a snake named Mr. Griggs, burst into the room. "Mr. Sterling. Thank God. The Riverside bid is in 2 days. If you're incapacitated, the board will replace you." We need you to sign these papers. Sophia realized something instantly. If Ethan was declared unfit, his ruthless board would take over. They were even worse than Ethan. They would destroy her company and the community project. She needed to buy time. She turned to the lawyer. He's not incapacitated. He's just resting. Ethan looked at Sophia, scared. Who are you? Sophia's heart hammered. She made a split-second decision. A lie that would change everything. She smiled, holding his hand gently. Ethan, baby. It's me. Sophia. Your fiancé. The lawyer dropped his briefcase. Ethan's eyes widened. Fiancé? Yes, Sophia lied through her teeth, squeezing his hand. We kept it a secret because of our rival companies. But we're together. Ethan looked at their joined hands. A warmth spread through his chest. He didn't remember her, but she was beautiful, and she had saved him. Oh, Ethan smiled shyly. I must be a lucky man. Sophia took Ethan to her apartment, not his cold penthouse. She couldn't risk him finding documents that proved they were enemies. This is home? Ethan asked, touching a knitted blanket on the sofa. Yes, Sophia said, sweating nervously. Small, right? You usually complain about it. I do. Ethan frowned. Why? It's cozy. It smells like vanilla. Sophia stared at him. The Ethan she knew would have mocked her cheap furniture. This Ethan was sweet. Over the next few days, life became a bizarre comedy. The ruthless CEO didn't know how to work a toaster. He didn't know how to tie his tie. One morning, Sophia woke up to the smell of burnt toast. She ran to the kitchen. Ethan was standing there, wearing an apron that said "Kiss the Cook," covered in flour. I tried to make pancakes, Ethan grinned sheepishly. I think I made charcoal instead. Sophia laughed. A real, genuine laugh. You are hopeless, Sterling. Sterling, he tilted his head. You usually call me that? It's a nickname, she stammered. I like it when you smile, Ethan said softly, stepping closer. He wiped a smudge of flour off her cheek. His touch was gentle, hesitant. Sophia's breath hitched. She was supposed to be tricking him. She was supposed to be stalling until the bid deadline passed. But looking into his soft gray eyes, she realized she was the one in danger. As the deadline for the business deal approached, the walls around Sophia's heart began to crumble. So, Ethan said, looking at the city skyline. Was I a good person? Before the accident? Sophia choked on her cocoa. You were successful. That's not what I asked, Ethan looked at her. I feel empty sometimes. Like I was running a race but I didn't know where the finish line was. But being here with you, it feels like I stopped running. He reached out and took her hand. Thank you, Sophia. For loving me. I don't know why a woman like you would choose a guy who can't even make pancakes, but I promise. I'll try to be the man you deserve. Sophia felt a tear slide down her cheek. The guilt was eating her alive. He was falling in love with a lie. And she was falling in love with a man who didn't exist. Ethan, She started to confess. Shoo, he leaned in. Just let me be happy for a moment. He kissed her. It wasn't a demanding, arrogant kiss like she would have expected from CEO Ethan. It was soft, searching, and full of gratitude. Sophia kissed him back, forgetting the rivalry, forgetting the lie. For that moment, they weren't enemies. They were just two lonely people finding a home in each other. But lies, no matter how beautiful, always have an expiration date. Ethan was humming his song, looking for a pen. He opened Sophia's work bag. He saw a red folder. Project Riverside. The name triggered a sharp pain in his head. A flash of white light. Flashback, the boardroom. Sophia screaming at him. "You're delusional, Sterling." Flashback, him mocking her. "I always win." Flashback, the accident. The fog in his brain cleared instantly. The headache was blinding. Ethan dropped the folder. He staggered back, clutching his head. He remembered. He remembered the rivalry. He remembered the insults. And he realized she wasn't his fiancée. She was his enemy. Sophia walked out of the bathroom, drying her hair with a towel. "Ethan? I was thinking we could." She stopped. Ethan was standing in the living room, holding the file. His posture had changed. The slouch was gone. The soft eyes were gone. The shark was back. "Ethan," she whispered. "Or should I say, rival?" Ethan's voice was ice cold. Sophia's blood froze. "You remember." "I remember everything." Ethan stepped forward, tossing the file onto the table. "I remember that you hate me. I remember that we are fighting for the same contract. And I remember that I definitely never proposed to you." "Ethan, please, let me explain," Sophia pleaded, reaching for him. He recoiled as if she burned him. "Explain what? That you kidnapped me? That you manipulated a brain-damaged man to keep him away from the bid? Did you enjoy it, Sophia? Laughing at me while I played house?" "No! It wasn't like that." Tears streamed down her face. "I did it to protect your company from the board. And then I got to know you. The real you." "The real me?" Ethan laughed bitterly. "This weak, pathetic man who cooks pancakes. That's not me. That's a glitch." He grabbed his coat. "I'm leaving. And tomorrow morning, at the bid meeting, I am going to crush you. No mercy. Just like old times." He slammed the door, leaving Sophia alone in the silence. The morning of the bid arrived. Sophia walked into the room, looking pale and broken. She had lost the deal, and she had lost him. Ethan walked in a minute later. He was back in his expensive suit. His hair was perfectly styled. He didn't look at her. "Let's get this over with," Ethan said to the investors. The city council representative spoke up. "We have two proposals. Ms. Hart's community garden plan, and Mr. Sterling's commercial tower. Mr. Sterling, you have the floor." Ethan stood up. He looked at his presentation. It was perfect. It guaranteed millions in profit. It would destroy Sophia's company. He looked across the table. Sophia wasn't glaring at him like before. She was looking down at her hands, defeating. Ethan looked at the screen. Then he looked at his hands, the hands that had held hers while they watched the sunset. He remembered how she saved him from the car wreck. He remembered her laugh. He realized the glitch wasn't a mistake. The amnesia hadn't made him weak, it had made him human. "Mr. Sterling?" the representative asked. Ethan took a deep breath. He closed his laptop. "I withdraw my bid," Ethan announced. The room gasped. His lawyer dropped his pen. Sophia's head snapped up, her eyes wide. "What?" his lawyer hissed. "Are you insane?" "I withdraw," Ethan repeated, looking directly at Sophia. "Ms. Hart's proposal is better. The city needs a heart, not just a wallet. And frankly, she's the better leader." He turned and walked out of the room, leaving everyone in shock. Sophia ran out of the building. "Ethan! Wait! He stopped but didn't turn around. Why did you do that? She asked, breathless. You never lose. You said winning is everything. Ethan turned slowly. The rain soaked his expensive suit, but he didn't care. I realized I was winning the wrong game, he said softly. He walked up to her. When I woke up in the hospital, I didn't know who I was. But for the first time in my life, I liked who I was. Because I was with you. But I lied to you, Sophia cried. I tricked you. You did, Ethan admitted. And I should be furious. But the truth is, I missed you the moment I walked out that door. I don't want to be your rival anymore, Sophia. I want to be, whatever I was in that apartment. The guy who burns pancakes. Sophia smiled through her tears. If that's who you love, Ethan smirked, the old charm mixing with the new warmth. Then yes. I'll burn pancakes for you every day. Sophia laughed and threw her arms around his neck. I love you, Ethan. The real you. I love you too, fiancé, he whispered against her lips. This time, let's make it real. He kissed her in the rain, and for the first time, there was no competition. Only victory. Sometimes, we get so caught up in fighting the world that we forget to fight for our own happiness. Ethan needed to lose his memory to find his heart. And Sophia learned that sometimes, your greatest enemy can become your greatest love, if you just put down your weapons. So, Poppulse Secrets Fam, ask yourself, is there a bridge you're burning that you should be building instead? If this story found you outside Poppulse Secrets, welcome home. Comment below, if you woke up with amnesia, who was the one person you hope would be by your bedside? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell. See you in the next story. Use arrow up and arrow down to select a turn, enter to jump to it, and escape to return to the chat.